Good afternoon and welcome to the BFTAA and more show. Uh-oh, getting a little bit of echo here. All right, now, BFTAA and more show with me, your host, Louis George Walker, and I'm glad to be with you today. It is a sunshiny and pretty warm day out there in Kansas City right now, but we're glad to be able to share with you today and bring you a little bit of what's going on in the news, in the world, and all around. So sit back and relax. We got 20, 30 minutes or so here of information to share with you, and we're going to move along on. So we've been working, trying to revamp the way we bring things out. The intro is still the same, but we're going to be changing all of that shortly. We'll be working on it, but be patient with us as we are trying to get into this summer and everything that we have planned for this summer. Already in practice for the MR 340 race. So I'll be traveling across the state of Missouri on the Missouri River in a kayak. That's going to be happening starting July the 8th, if the weather's permitting. We'll leave out July the 8th and we'll be finishing in St. Louis by July the 11th. So it's three and a half days actually that time limit is. So we're going to be involved in that. This will be my second year running in that marathon. I mean, that's a long race, 340 miles. But we'll be paddling a kayak. I got a kayak recently that's different than the one I took out last year. And I'll have a partner that's going to be going in his kayak. Both of us upgraded our kayaks from last year so that we can do better, better time wise and distance and everything as we go into this year. Plus, we take along a year of experience in that. I've been going out to Smithville Lake, doing some training exercises, working out at the gym, just everything to get ready for this race. So, and it takes more than just the two boats in the water. We also have a ground crew, and our ground crew will be in charge of keeping the logistics together, resupplying our kayaks as we come into rest stops along the way, and tracking our progress and encouraging us to move forward. So as you go down this river, you see the people in the boats, but my wife and my granddaughter, and I've had a couple other people say they'd like to help out along the way. So we'll have at least two people on the ground crew, and at times there may be three or four. I have a lot of the brothers of my church that are wanting to see me off and checking in at a couple of stops. So we're going to be running this race and trying to have a great time. But before we go into all of that, we want to give you a little bit of the urban news in Kansas City. So, or not in Kansas City, this is worldwide urban news. So let's hear the latest now from the Urban News Network. So I will take a back seat while I make a quick run and we'll give you this news if I can. I think I can find it. Okay. Urban News Network coming up now.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Let's go.
This is UNN Urban Network News, national news and information for and about people of color. I'm Alexander Caden. Shannon Sharp, along with his partner, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, have postponed their nightcap tour that was slated to kick off this June. Smokey Robinson is fighting back and has filed a defamation lawsuit against 4 former housekeepers who accused him of rape and prompted a police investigation. A 26-year-old white man was under the influence of fentanyl and cocaine when he struck and killed a 7-year-old black child, but Pierce County, Georgia prosecutors have refused to charge him with vehicular homicide, which would be the appropriate charge under Georgia state law because he was driving while under the influence. Federal officials are set to start reviewing the social media accounts of visa applicants who plan to attend, work, or visit Harvard University. The president and co-founder of the nonprofit She the People has filed a lawsuit that alleges Tyler Perry's new Netflix series, She the People, infringes on the brand identity and goodwill of a nonprofit organization. In Diddy or Diddy Not news, Donald Trump has never been shy about flexing his pardon power to help old friends and allies out of sticky legal situations because he's been in a few himself. So, I think there's a good chance that Trump will pardon Diddy and a surprise guest. You've been listening to UNN Urban Network News, national news and information for and about people of color. I'm Alexander Caden.
All right, all right. We had some of the Urban Network news right there. And let me see if I can get back in sight with you. Had to run up and down the steps right quick. Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm broadcasting from the remote location right now. This is not the KUAW studios that you normally see me in, but we're broadcasting remotely and coming at you because we've had a lot of things that we're doing. But we're moving on, moving on. Yeah, and in getting ready for this race, as I was talking about before we did the news, and thanks to the Urban Network News that comes out, that's a daily that you can listen to on KUAW radio. We play it on the BJ Murphy show, so it runs between 12 and 3 o'clock every day. You can listen to the Urban Network News. So be sure and check them out. We're broadcasting them and we like the affiliations. Also, check out a lot of our other shows that we have on. We have blues shows, a couple of blues shows, the Blues Hound Show, and then the Blues Time in the City that come out, and they are really nice. We also have a cool jazz show, and we have Professor Smooth Jazz, which is our local jazz aficionado that brings you a lot of new smooth jazz all the time. So check that out right here, KUAW Radio. Pick us up on YouTube. We're getting ready to investigate the TikTok live network and see if we can't get on that while we're having trouble right now or basically being restricted on Facebook, which, that's the way life and business goes. But we'll be moving on with it. Yes, but we've got some other news that is happening today, or that's going to be happening this month as we're into the month of July. One of the things that I wanted to talk about are some of the other things that are going on, and I got some information from Kansas City Parks and Recreation to bring to you. So let me see if we can start that now. We're going to open up a little slideshow. Hey, there we go. That doesn't look too bad there, does it? Let's see if we can get the size of it a little bigger. Let's see, we might can, maybe not. I'll see what I can do with this. That's always fun with live broadcasting here. We started this show, but it doesn't want to let me adjust it any. Anyway. Okay. So, and it's not starting where I wanted to start either. So let's see if we can do something about that. We always have a good time as we go. Okay, there. This is what I want to bring to you right now. As you can see up in the slideshow that we have, this is an event that's going to be happening at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center, located at Martin Luther King Drive and what would that be? Cleveland. So we would like for you to check that out. It's at 3700 Martin Luther King Drive. What it is, and the guy you see in that picture is Rex Purefoy, excuse me. And he's been the staff photographer for the Kansas City KUAW for years. And he's an avid cowboyman and has played in westerns and Hollywood stuff. But he's got a collection, the Cowboy Collection and the History of Cowboys Distinctive is opening at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center, 3700 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And that's right at Dr. Martin Luther King in Cleveland. So be sure and check that out. This is a powerful an educational exhibit that celebrates the legacy of cowboys in American history, particularly the often overlooked contributions of African American cowboys. So this is going to start June the 7th, and the collection will be on display daily from June the 10th to July the 30th. So it's going to run almost about 50 days, 40, 50 days there. So for the next couple of months, starting June the 10th and going to July the 30th, there's going to be a historical collection that's on display that you can go and look at. But on June the 7th, there's going to be a live event talking about this that will go from 1 to 4 p.m. June the 7th at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Heritage Center, 3700 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So be sure to check that out. If you want any more information, give them a call at 816 513 0700. That's 816 513 0700. All right, all right. So, you know, the black cowboy is a figure that has been overlooked, and even the whole Western thing or cowboy when Beyonce came out with the songs that she did and bringing back that cowboy or country music feel, everybody thinks that it's odd, but that is a music that was created and worked by African Americans also. See, sometimes we don't know our full history and don't know that we were involved as cowboys. Some of the very first cowboys were African Americans. Yes, yes, you don't hear that a lot and you don't see it a lot. Here lately, we've had a few more movies, but I know when I was coming up, you never saw a black cowboy hardly in any of the TV shows. I always get a call right about this time, and this is spam again. I don't know why spam keeps calling me. I don't like ham and pork shoulders. But anyway, they keep calling. My phone keeps telling me that it's the spam people again. Maybe they want to put a commercial on KUAW radio. I don't know. But you want to learn more about African Americans, especially African Americans in Hollywood portraying cowboys in Westerns. Check out the exhibit that's going to be at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center, and that's going to be starting on June the 7th from 1 to 4 p.m. So that's one of the things going on here in the city. You know, we're talking about a lot of the things history-wise, but that's always a good thing to know is what your history is. Now, we also have another event coming up that's going to start, and they're going to kick it off on the same day, July the 7th, or June the 7th, excuse me. So next week, you see, June the 7th is Monday, I believe. No, Saturday. So this Saturday, we're going to start another event that's been happening in Kansas City for a few years now, and that is the Night Hoops. Yeah, the Mayor's Night Hoops will be kicking off this Saturday, June the 7th, right here in Kansas City. The kickoff is going to happen from 3 to 5:30 at the Southeast Community Center. Summer has officially arrived, which means it's time to start the Mayor's Night Hoops, the Mayor's Night Kicks, Mayor's Night Nets, Mayor's Night Swim, and Club KC. All of that's going to be starting June the 7th. The grand kickoff for this summer's festivities will be on June the 7th from 3 to 5:30 at the Southeast Community Center. So if you have a chance, run by there and find out what's going on. And if you've got a youngster that you want to get registered, registration for Mayor's Night activities will be at the front desk. And for more information, call up the Community Center, Southeast Community Center, 816-513-7567. Tell them you heard that on KUAW radio. That's 816-513-7567. 816-513-7567. Yeah, they're going to kick off the Night Hoops. They're going to have some fun out there. And this is going to be starting June the 7th. The kickoff is June the 7th, Southeast Community Center. located at 4201 East 63rd Street, right there in Swole Park. 3 o'clock till 5:30 is the kickoff, and you can register for one of those night events: the night hoops, the night kicks, night nets, and night swim in Club KC. Those will be happening at different locations and different community centers throughout the Kansas City Parks and Recreations uh, centers and locations and swimming pools. But this is going to be happening, and you can get your child registered up to go to these events, and that's give them something positive, something fun to do, where it's going to be safe at the night hoops, night nets, night Club KC, and night kicks. All of this stuff will be running from June the 7th to August the 14th. So all summer, these night activities will be happening from June the 7th to August the 14th. Get in touch with the Kansas City Parks and Recreation. Matter of fact, you can call for more information once again. 816-513-7567 at the Southeast Community Center. Be sure and check them out. So that's going on in the city. There's another thing that's going to be happening in the next week, starting on June the 13th. And June the 13th will be not this Friday, but the following Friday. We'll have, all right, the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center. Live Music Fridays will be happening. And on Live Music Fridays on June the 13th, a friend of mine will be playing featuring Kevin Church Johnson Trio. That's right. They're going to be playing live at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center. And that's going to be happening June the 13th from 5:30 to 8. You need to RSVP, so you make sure that you have your seat in there. You can RSVP at 816-513-0700. So 816-513-0700. That's the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center. So one of the most sought after singer musicians in the Kansas City area, Kevin Church Johnson, is described as a mixed plate of old school soul music combined with a millennial twist of spicy and sweet barbecue. Yes, Johnson and the trio masterfully blend his soulful style of singing with incredibly versatile drum work, bass lines, and keyboards. Don't miss what is sure to be a truly memorable evening of classic soul, R&B, hip hop, and jazz music. Yes, yes, yes. Enjoy the music, art, and more. Artwork will be courtesy of KC's African American Artists Collective. That will be on display down at the event at the Bruce Watkins Cultural Center. So be sure and check that out. That's going to be happening June the 13th, right here in Kansas City, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Music, concert, plays, all of that will be happening there. So be sure and check out my brother Kevin Church Johnson. He's been doing great things around Kansas City for a long time. I mean, he's been working, what they say, you got to put in the work. Well, he's definitely putting in the work, and that's something that I'm really glad that he's getting all the recognition that he gets, because that's a well worth it thing, well worth it. Now, we also have to look at the world of the digital. What's going on? You know, this is the BFTAA and more, the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, which I didn't tell you earlier, but the BFTAA is a partner of KUAW Radio along with the WEB Du Bois Learning Center. We came together back in 2004, no, 2000 and that was 2015, and we formed this radio station, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom, KUAW. So we've been broadcasting. Started off broadcasting on FM. Now we went totally to the internet, and we broadcast live through the week, and we have recorded broadcasts that go out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can pick us up on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, and Twitch. We're also on Your smart speakers, if you have Google or Amazon or one of those smart speakers that you talk to, tell it to play KUAW, and you will hear KUAW radio on your Google or your Amazon speaker. You can also pick up some of our live broadcasts, excuse me, on KOJH, which is Kansas City's original jazz house on 18th and Highland, and we broadcast there. You can pick us up if you've got the Bluetooth in your car. You can pick us up on the online radio box, on the TuneIn app, on Get Me Radio, on My Radio Tuner. You can also pick us up on Roku and Apple. So we're on a few things. If you just put in KUAW, we pop up and you can hear us all over the world, wherever you may be. So we're glad that we're able to use the digital formats to reach more and more people in more and more places. So those are things that we want to definitely keep in mind. But as we talk about the technology, there is a group, and sometimes you find allies and people in different places than you would expect. But let me tell you about this right now, and it's going to be happening for Juneteenth. As you know, Juneteenth is coming up, June the 19th. And 2025 will be the Juneteenth celebration. If you haven't been to any, or if you don't celebrate or know what it's about, we need to talk to you about Juneteenth. It was when the word got down into Texas. I believe it was Galveston or the lower parts of Texas, when they found out that they were free, that the war was over, and that they were free people. And they started a celebration in Texas called Juneteenth, and it has spread. First, it was throughout the South, and now it is a nationwide recognition of that day when the last of the people that hadn't heard, the last of the slaves, officially heard that they were free people. And that's Juneteenth. And Juneteenth, one of the things as we go into this new millennium, as you can see here, on June the 19th, there's going to be the National Juneteenth Digital Opportunity Bible Study. Yes, this is a free event that's going to be available live over Zoom. The National Juneteenth Free Digital Opportunity Bible Study. Remembering, rejoicing, and reflecting from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in Kansas City time, which they're an hour ahead of us, I think that would be 12. No, that will be, they're ahead of us. So that'll be 11. That'll be 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock in Kansas City time. So be sure and check this out. Now, the Juneteenth Digital Bible Study is going to have a lot of things going on. It's coming to you from the people up in Detroit, Michigan, at the Greater Grace Temple of David. They're the host of it. You can see this bit.ly/ and that's the small URL that'll let you get to this event. So, or let you get more information on it. The Zoom ID is right there on this photo that I'm showing you. And I can't make it bigger for you to see it. Let's see if I can read that off. If you want to know what the Zoom ID is, it's 827-4938-1516. So if you want to join from Kansas City or from wherever in the world for this free digital opportunity Bible study, be sure and check it out on Zoom, June the 19th from 10 a.m. Kansas Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and that'll be 8 a.m. on the West Coast. So, check out your connection, make sure you get it. But the Zoom link is 827-4938-1516. That's the meeting ID. The location in person is at the Greater Grace Temple, 23500 West 7 Mile Road. That's in Detroit, Michigan. So you might want to check that out. They're going to have a lot of speakers, a lot of things that'll be going on. You can register online for the event. They'll have educational workshops going on where you can get training and resources to enhance your digital literacy, expand access to technology, and prepare participants for the future of work through hands-on training, workshops, and strategic partnerships. So you can learn about the local digital opportunity initiatives, and we'll learn how to plug in and partner to sustain long-term digital opportunity efforts. So that's what's going to be going on up in Detroit. But there's going to be a lot of speakers, and they're making some plans for things. Speakers that have been involved or invited include Bishop Charles Ellis III, Senior Pastor of Greater Grace Temple of David, the Reverend Tracy Blackman, CEO and founder of Hope Builds, LLC, Brenda Darden Wilkerson, President and CEO of Anita B. Organization, U.S. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, Robert Branson, President and CEO of Multicultural Media, Telecom, and Internet Council, and Dr. Fallon Wilson, Vice President of Policy for Multicultural Media. So they'll be there, and there's got invited partners, Donovan Brown from the Community Tech Consultants, Jernell Cochran, an instructor and lead researcher at Black Tech Futures Research Institute, Brianka Doucette, founder of Animation Discovery Studio, Minister Dominique Grant King, Zoom host, associate pastor of Ebenezer Everywhere, Tequila Johnson, co-founder and vice president of the Equity Alliance, and the Holly Rachel, co-founder of Local Tech. So there's going to be a lot of speakers there, a lot of partners that are working with them in technology. There's going to be a lot of things that you'll be able to watch and learn about online, so the social media will be going out there. They have social media outreach partners, broadband breakfast, HTTP, the National Latino Voice in Tech and Telecommunications Policy, and the Washington Informer. The sponsors include Black Tech Saturdays. Partners are Animation Discovery Studio, Black Tech Futures Research Institute, Black Tech Saturdays, Code Crew, Distributed AI Research Institute, Greater Grace Temple of David, Local Tech, Impact Network, and the Equity Alliance. So that's what they're doing, and a lot of this is going to be broadcast live on Zoom. So you'll be able to check that out real good. And those are some things that we want to do. Also have some information that's going on that they're gearing up here in Kansas City for another one of the Urban Kids Fishing Days. This is a event from an organization, UrbanTV.com, that started right here in Kansas City and has gone nationwide. They've even gone international with Urban Kids Fishing. It's all over the place. And it says that this was a post from Miss Candace Price. And she said, we're gearing up for our 20-plus year of doing the Urban Kids Fishing Derby in Kansas City, Missouri. On Saturday morning, June the 21st, 2025, from 8:30 a.m. till noon at Spring Valley Park, 27th and Woodland. I don't think that's 27th and Woodland. Spring Valley is right on Brooklyn. 27 Brooklyn. Well, 28th, 29th Street, right there on Brooklyn. If you're from Kansas City and if you've been here a while, you might know Spring Valley Park is on Brooklyn. They've got a pond or a lake right there in the center. If you come down Brooklyn, it's probably about at 29th Street. May even be 30th. I don't think so. I think it's 29th Street is where the park starts, and it goes down to 27th Street. So if you're on 27th Street, if you get down to Woodland, it'll be to your right, but you went past where they're going to be doing the fishing at. The fishing is actually going to be happening closer to the Brooklyn side. But the park is right there for you to check out. And it's for youth. They're going to have the Urban Kids Fishing Day for youth 4 through 16 years old with a parent or guardian. So you got to come with your kids. Can't just drop them off. So you have to come down there. If you don't fish, they might have a pole for you to learn how to fish too. But the Derby is free, and we will be stocking the pond for this event. So you can catch some fish, some fresh fish to take home to feed your family. So they're going to stock that pond, have it loaded up with fish, fresh fish in there. You can catch you a few of them big catfish, or let Junior or your little missus catch some of those fish and go home and fry them up. And there's nothing better than some fresh catfish on a Saturday afternoon. That is for sure. And you may have to get some lesson on learning how to clean and scale or skin a catfish, but that's something that you can learn, or talk to some of the old timers there, and they'll tell you how to do it. It says some whoever catches the biggest fish will also get $100. So the biggest fish caught will win you $100. But if you don't win, if you just have some fish to take home, it's worth it. So this event is in high demand across the country, and we go and accommodate where we can. But there's no place like home. And this year, we will pay tribute to Carl Price. Carl Price, I knew Carl well. I knew Carl. He was a friend of mine. We didn't run around together, but we talked quite a bit. He's a man that could play a mean game of chess, and was of many talents and stuff. And he was a big promoter. He was doing black college tours from way back in the 80s, maybe even the 70s, I think, when they were doing what you hear a lot of people talk about now with college tours. Carl was organizing those way back. He was a man of the community. He was the former education and promotions director for the Urban Kids Fishing Derby. No one did ground promotions and advertisement like Carl. And he had a deep love for educating our children and adults who need help. And that was definitely Carl. Carl was working in the community. So you can register for the free derby and come celebrate for a few at HTTPS. It's UAO TV. That's Urban American Outdoor TV, but it's uaotv.com/Urban Kids Fish KCMO. We're going to share this link from Facebook on my page, and we'll also see if we can get it up on KUAW's page and BFTAA's. This is a great event outside to take the kids to get outside in the open air, in the park. It's well supervised, and you can have a great time letting the kids get out there and enjoy a new sport. And you never know. I've got some a grandchild who she grew up fishing with her grandmother and myself, but she's now taking her kids fishing, and her and her husband have found the joy of going out fishing. So young people may drift away for a while, but as they get older, sometimes in their 30s, they start remembering the good times that they had out there fishing, and they want to share it with their kids at this time. So they've been going out and camping and fishing, just doing the whole outdoors thing. So it's good to expose your young people to that. It's some good fun. It's a good healthy activity, and you get to meet some new people, and you get to see and do new and different things. So you definitely want to come out to this. It's absolutely free. You need to register for it, but other than that, you could have a great time with Urban Kids Fishing. I'm going to share it right now with some of my family. I think we've got some of them in here. We'll have to search for them, but we'll get that out to them so that they can definitely take their kids out for a free event right here in the city. So be sure and check that out. And I'm glad they're doing this in the memory of or dedicating it to Carl Price. Carl Price, a great guy, a real nice guy and stuff to know. So I'm glad to see that is happening out here now. So we will Definitely, definitely be glad to be a part of that. That's happening June the 20th. Yeah, I think that is June the 20th. I brought that up. So I want you to get a chance to make sure you get out there and enjoy the outdoors. This is a time of year, and there's still science and technology to be used outdoors in fishing and farming and all that. They have the underwater scopes and cameras now that they are using to find fish. They have digital thermometers and readers that they remotely access to check on crops and the growth of crops and things like that. Science and outdoors go together. You know, science and the outdoors go together because there's a lot of sciences out there. There's the biology science that, you know, just learning about animals and insects. Was that itchology, where they go with the smaller bugs and stuff. And then agriculture. Agriculture is a technical field in and of itself. One of our greatest scientists, George Washington Carver, that was his learning to so many different ways, or discovering so many ways to use the peanut and save farmers and save people's livelihoods back in the early 20s and 30s. He was so good at inventing and finding uses of different materials and plants and stuff that Henry Ford, yes, the Henry Ford, tried to hire him away from Tuskegee University to come work for Ford Motor Company because of the work that he was doing with rubbers and things that they use on tires and cars. And this man was smart, and you know, people recognized that. But he said no, he wanted to stay there and educate his people. You know, he wanted to stay there and do the work with the farmers, the people on the field. This was a man that was born in slavery and rose to be a prominent agricultural uh, scientist, and so many things that he discoveries he made for using the peanut. They were planting cotton all the time, and the soil was getting depleted from the cotton, so they weren't making much money off of that because you couldn't grow as much cotton. They were growing cotton every year in the same place, the same fields, and it was wearing the soil out. So he came along and said, "Well, you can grow peanuts, and they'll replenish the soil with the nutrients that the cotton needs." So they planted all the peanuts, but as the peanuts came up, they had so many of them, they didn't know what to do with them. So we the price of peanuts going down because you know, you can only sell so many people do. So he started inventing different things that you could make using the peanuts and the peanut oil so that they would have business, because the people were like, well, you told us to grow all these doggone peanuts. Now what are people going to do with them? They're going to only eat so many. But they found that they could be used for feed. He found that he could make cosmetics out of them, and you could use the oil from it, that you could create peanut butter, that there was so many more things that could be done with the peanut, that it saved a lot of income. A lot of small African American and white farmers were able to save their crops, their land, by being able to make money off of these peanuts, which a African American scientist. So science and technology have a big part to play in our lives. It's not just about running a computer and stuff. It's about life, about a lot of things that we need. So as we go through the days, remember that it's not just that you have to be a computer scientist or a rocket scientist, but you need to want to learn to be something better, to help make the world better, to make your contribution in the world. You know, we're not all getting ready to be geniuses and stuff, but we can all do our part. We can all do our little bit that will make the world a better place. So that's what my word is for all of us today, is that we should work to make things better, to try and find solutions to problems, to try and make our communities better places to live, to try and find a way to encourage our young people, and for our young people to strive to be more and to be better, that we can make this community, we can make this world a much better place. We need the young people, we need scientists, technologists, we need engineers, we need all of the people that learn in higher ed, but we also need good workers. We need technicians. We need people that can weld, people that can organize things well and build So it's a place for everyone. As it says in the good book, we were all given different talents, but no one talent is more important than the other. No one gift of God is important than the other. We have to work together to make it all work. So this is my word for the day. Is I'm glad that you joined us at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, BFTAA, and more. And as I get ready to leave, I will play the urban news again so that you can pick that up if you came in late to the conversation. So as we get ready to go out, let's start again with the urban news, and I'll be right back to close us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go.
This is UNN Urban Network News, national news and information for and about people of color. I'm Alexander Caden. Shannon Sharpe, along with his partner, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, have postponed their nightcap tour that was slated to kick off this June. Smokey Robinson is fighting back and has filed a defamation lawsuit against 4 former housekeepers who accused him of rape and prompted a police investigation. A 26-year-old white man was under the influence of fentanyl and cocaine when he struck and killed a 7-year-old black child, but Pierce County, Georgia prosecutors have refused to charge him with vehicular homicide, which would be the appropriate charge under Georgia state law because he was driving while under the influence. Federal officials are set to start reviewing the social media accounts of visa applicants who plan to attend, work, or visit Harvard University. The president and co-founder of the nonprofit She the People has filed a lawsuit that alleges Tyler Perry's new Netflix series, She the People, infringes on the brand identity and goodwill of a nonprofit organization. In Diddy or Diddy Not news, Donald Trump has never been shy about flexing his pardon power to help old friends and allies out of sticky legal situations because he's been in a few himself. So, I think there's a good chance that Trump will pardon Diddy and a surprise guest. You've been listening to UNN Urban Network News, national news and information for and about people of color. I'm Alexander Caden.
All right. Yes, I want to thank you again for being a part of the BFTAA and more audience today. Be sure to check out some of the events that we were showing up here. Uh, Put them back up there for a hot second and go through them. Let's see. There we go. All right. So the digital Bible study that'll be going on. Also, Rex Purefoy, the cowboy, the movie actor, the photographer. He's going to have an exhibit going on at the Bruce Watkins uh, Cultural Center on Martin Luther King Drive. Be sure and check that out, the Bruce Watkins Cultural Center. Also, the Mayor's Night Hoops will be starting June 7th through August the 14th. The Mayor's Night Hoops will be going on June 7th through August the 14th. That's Night Hoops, Night Kicks, Night Nets, and Club KC. There'll be swimming, there'll be a lot going on. You can register for this. Get in touch with the Southeast Community Center for more information. Also, on the 13th, Friday after next, Friday the 13th, that's going to be an interesting day. But at the Bruce R. Watkins Cultural Center, there will be church. Yes, yeah, Kevin Church Johnson will be performing live music with his trio right there at the Bruce Watkins Cultural Center, and it's located 3700 Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. So be sure and check that out. And last but not least, the Juneteenth Digital Opportunity Bible Study, free. If you're in Detroit, you can attend it live, but it's going to be broadcast over Zoom. So sign up for it. Go and check it out. The Zoom information. We'll be talking about this again next week, but we're just trying to put out information to get more and more people involved. So I want to thank you for today. Thank you for your time. Be sure and join us again next week when we bring you BFTAA and more. I am your host, Louis George Walker. This show is produced and ran by the Black Family Technology Awareness Association in partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center. So thank you for being a part of our program today, and we'll see you again next Monday from 5 to 5:45 for BFTAA and more. Have yourself a great day.